I recognize we have a diverse audience. Not everybody is as interested in the United States as they are in sort of general trends here. And I do want to, however, give you some flavor of what's going to happen in the States in the power sector and what the drivers of change are. So we're facing a slate of new EPA clean air and clean water regulations, which will, at long last, I think, some of us feel, require power plants to bear the full price of using what are common resources, the air and the water. If you live in the DC area, you can't, not a day goes by if you read the trade press, let alone the Post or the Times, and there isn't a debate over the EPA's planned suite of regulations which are going to reduce the opportunities for jobs, economic development, and the like. Nothing of the kind, of course, is going to happen here. We've had clean air and clean water regulations in the power sector for a couple decades now. The laws have been on the books, particularly the ones that are being used now to be implemented since early 1990s. And what's happening is there's a decision that the health costs that we pay for continuing to dump particularly ozone precursors, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide into the air, have gotten to be too great. Tens of thousands of lives are lost each year in the United States, and we're considered a developed country because our major power plants that were built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s that are still operating lack appropriate emission control. So a decision has been made by the EPA based upon health standards to tighten those restrictions, and therefore to reduce the huge number of asthma cases. Asthma is endemic in urban areas of the United States, if you haven't noticed. Part of that is due to power plant emissions. Another part is due to transportation, of course. And Catherine's addressed that. Natural gas vehicles and clean diesel vehicles burn a lot cleaner than gasoline, reduce volatile organic compounds and ozone precursors. Also in the States, getting back to the power sector, there are renewable energy mandates in the States. In order to ramp those up, you need adequate fast start, flexible generation to supplement them. Again, that's an opportunity for natural gas. There's a debate in the power sector here as to how to address what some power executives view as a conundrum. Tighter environmental regulations, difficulty in financing new nuclear power plants, growing mandates for renewable power. What's the choice? These are the words of John Rowe, who's sort of viewed as the dean of executives in the utility sector. He heads Exelon. Exelon has I think the largest or the second largest fleet of operating nuclear power plants, also very long on coal plants. John Rowe, like many senior executives, has come to one conclusion. Gas is likely to be the solution going forward. It's reflected in what's been built in the United States in 2009 and 2010. Largely 50-50, a little bit of residual coal. In fact, coal commissioning new plants was about 6 or 7 gigawatts actually added last year. Most people are quite surprised at that. But very little new coal in the pipeline, almost none. About 45% wind, the rest is gas. And GE gets it, Alstom gets it, Siemens gets it. They're all running big full-page ads in the Post and the Times. Natural gas is hot stuff. It's selling new turbines. They're testing many of these outside the United States. Interestingly enough, the new GE turbine, fast start turbine, was rolled out in Turkey for a plant. So the opportunity here for natural gas is substituting combined cycle plants for baseload coal, and also increasing the mix of fast start flexible generators to complement intermittent resources, and providing ancillary services, balancing services. How much are we going to see? Great debate on this. Probably upwards of 30 or 40 gigawatts. That's, if large plants are 500 megawatt coal plants, so you're talking of 70, 80 fairly large coal plants being retired.